What's happening? What's going on in the world today? Yes, you see two of the three bros here with the Sports Bros podcast, episode 339. Our HOC, the head of creative, Eddie Cool. He is under the weather. We wish him back to health very soon. No doubt we miss you, brother. We can't wait until you rejoin us on this podcast. But yeah, the show will go on. I know you missed us from last week. We are incredibly busy when it comes to spring sports. Me with the Fayetteville Woodpeckers and the Fayetteville Commandos on the spring football team, along with my karaoke. But my man, um, but I am back full effect. Let's get after it. And I can't do this by myself. I promise you. There's no way I'm going to do this by myself. I did a solo show a while ago, and yeah, y'all ain't trying to hear me out that long. So let me introduce you to the other guy, the man, the myth, the legend, hailing from Washington, Pennsylvania, my man, 50 grand, the money man, Scotty
I miss
D.
you like crazy. Miss you like crazy. That's pretty cool. Just a little old Natalie Cole tune. Where are you, Eddie?
We miss you,
We
buddy.
miss you, Eddie. Do you really think something's wrong, or you just think like he's sick of us? You just
No,
I had enough of them for a while.
yeah. Oh man, I know that he is definitely he misses us as much, and we can't wait for you to get back with us, Eddie Cool.
I think he's tired of forehead jokes, is what I think it is.
I ain't gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
I think.
See, Eddie, he said it this time, not me. I didn't do it. I wasn't gonna go there, but see, he went there.
You're the one who has them in the chamber.
No. I ain't gonna do it. But hey, Scotty D, let's just go ahead. Let's get after it. I know you got some baseball to get to this afternoon, so we're just gonna jump right into it. The top of the order.
All right, let's get this thing started. Here it is, the top of the order.
Oh man, there's so much to talk about on this episode, but we're gonna keep it short and sweet because man, we got the NBA playoffs, we got the NHL hockey playoffs, but man, you know what we do, you know what we love the most. It's all about football and the NFL draft. And man,
Oh, that was last week.
yeah,
That's right.
oh
And it
yeah,
was here in Pittsburgh.
oh yeah, man.
And I didn't go.
I don't know what to tell you. But I know you're busy, man. Oh man, I miss all the fun things here in Fayetteville. Well, I didn't miss this weekend because we had a Fayetteville Dogwood Festival, and I got to be backstage with the Yin Yang Twins. Huh? Man, what an epic concert, man! They're old. They're in the 50s, and they're still performing high energy.
What was their big hit?
Um,
Milkshake?
no, I, and amongst other things.
Okay. I don't remember that one, but I remember them.
Got a hand on the knees and the both of thighs.
Who is the nice one, Yang or Yang? Which one do you like better?
Wow, let's not do that.
Which twin was the nicer of the two twins, Ying or Yang? Is it Yin Yang or are they Yin Yang?
Yin Yang twins.
Just like the Yin Yang symbol. Okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they're not twins, by the way. Just to store that.
Oh,
they're just brothers. They're just brothers. But man, oh man, they put on quite the show. But yes, speaking of the show, the NFL draft, and it was as topsy-turvy as it can be. There were so many trades that it made your head spin trying to keep up with all the things that are going on. But man, all the dealing and shaking that goes on. And then there's things that you just knew. We knew that Francisco Mendoza was going to go number one and all kinds of other things. We knew that a lot of kids from Ohio State were going to get drafted. They had 4 draft picks in the first 11 picks. Ohio
wow.
State.
They must have won the championship.
They did not.
Huh.
That number 1 draft pick won the championship.
What do you know about that?
Fernando Mendoza, man, his draft stock skyrocketed after last year because I didn't even know the guy until last year. So hey, and he's here now, and he's the number 1 draft pick. We'll see.
And he is going to be a bust.
You think he's gonna be a? You think
bust?
Now,
bust
question.
Alert! I got bust alert.
Now, question: is it because of him or is it because of the organization?
Him. I don't think he's going to be that good. And the organization I don't trust them to bring him along either.
I mean,
but I don't trust this kid to be very good. I didn't see a lot of him, but what I saw looked like a good college quarterback to me. Even in the national championship game, he didn't like impress me with his throwing. He ran well, and he had some leadership qualities, and he was on a really good team. But I'm not trusting this kid to be the Troy Aikman that they build around. I just don't. I haven't seen. I saw him have like one decent year of college football. You know who else I saw do that? Kenny Pickett. He's on his 5th team now in 4 years.
Now, if you want to use that same argument, another person that did that was Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow only had one good year, but I mean, he's pretty much shown that he's a.
Do you think Mendoza is more Pickett or more Burrow?
I'm going with Pickett on that.
Okay, that's.
I agree with you. Like,
and look, I like him. And I root for him. I hope I'm wrong, and I have been known to be wrong, because I can remember saying, "Boy, the Jets really lucked out by getting Zach Wilson. Trevor Lawrence is good, but this kid's really going to be good too." And I don't even know if he's still in the league. And that was maybe a year before Kenny, or a couple years before Kenny Pickett. Anyway, I don't know. I can't really put my finger. And I'm not a scout who sits and studies film. I just go by what I see casually watching Saturday football and Sunday football. I just was not impressed with him. Like I thought I would be watching a national championship game. Remember when it was Southern California played Texas and Vince Young was the quarterback. Vince Young looked like a guy who really wanted to win a championship that night. Like he was a stud, but limited skills. That's kind of how Mendoza was, a guy who's good enough to win a college championship, but is he going to translate to the next level? I don't know.
And here's the thing, Scotty, you're not alone in that sentiment. I'm all pretty much. I feel the same exact way. Like it's one of those things where we watched them for a few games last season. Like I still look at that Indiana team and it's just like nothing really stands out, but they just won all the games.
They just kept winning.
They just kept winning. So I was like, all right, well, yeah. But when it came to quarterback play, I felt like the Heisman race was one of the weaker ones that we had. I feel like, and I feel the same exact way you do. I'm not trying to talk down on the guy. I'm
not excited by him.
Yeah, like he could come in and shock the league. And well, I mean, you got Tom Brady as a minority owner. Hey,
that's true. Like, he might come to practice once in a while.
Yeah, it could be some tutelage there. I don't know.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Because I mean, again, we didn't think much of Tom Brady when he came out of college.
No, but he wasn't there was no expectation on him. First time he played was the first time I heard of him.
Right.
I mean, I wasn't following him closely at Michigan. I thought the Pats were going to be in trouble because Bledsoe got hurt. That was my feeling at the time.
He just came on, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
But so, hey, Mendoza, do what it do. So, Scotty, outside of that, what really stood out for you? I mean, do you follow more closely with your Cowboys, or was there anything in particular that really jumped out to you when it came to the draft this year?
Well, it was a huge thing up here when it came time for the Steelers to make the pick. And that is something that is going to go down in Pittsburgh lore as a crazy situation and a gaffe. Omar Khan is the GM of the Steelers. I'm already hearing him being called Omar Gone for how he handled this particular draft. And in case you haven't heard, he went on TV early in the week before the draft and answered some questions and really stated how much he liked Mekhi Lemon, the wide receiver out of USC. And there's a lot of speculation leading up to the draft about who the Steelers would take around here. And Lemon's name came up a lot. Well, if he's there, you got to take him. The Steelers need a playmaking wide receiver. They need a good wide receiver. Not thought to be a good quarterback draft. The Steelers need a quarterback, but the thinking was they'll get by this year, and next year there should be more to choose from. But let's get the playmaker this year and then fill in some other needs. And while your Carolina Panthers were on the clock doing their business at number 19, the Dallas Cowboys at number 20 were on the clock, and it counted down. And at that point, Omar Khan felt pretty good that the Cowboys were not going to take a receiver, so he called up Mekhi Lemon, said we're going to pick you. And while he's on the phone, Lemon said, why is Philly calling me? Why is Philly calling? And I believe his agent said, they are trading for you. So that was a little bit of a jumbled up mess because the Cowboys, oddly enough, traded with their division rival, moved back a couple of spots, and then Mekhi Lemon was suddenly staying in the state of Pennsylvania, but moving across to the eastern side. And he came out on stage, a Philadelphia Eagle. And, man, I felt like it sucked the wind out of the Steelers fans because two things. One, they were excited. That guy's like an exciting pick. Mm-hmm. He's like a Superman. There he was out on the stage. Would have been for his hometown team in Pittsburgh. Like the draft is in Pittsburgh, and they were expecting this. They couldn't wait for this moment. They played the Styx Renegade song and showed the highlight package of the 70s Steelers and Roethlisberger and all that stuff. And now the Steelers suddenly had to change courses, and they chose Max. I don't know how to pronounce your name. The offensive tackle from Arizona State. Yeah, I still know how to pronounce him. Ianachur. Maybe that says it.
I'm looking at it. I'm just like, yeah. Nope.
I felt like the Steelers didn't have a plan, so they went with that. They thought they had their guy. So two mistakes were made. Three. One, you should have held your cards close to the vest and not let everybody know that Lemon was the guy you were after, because the Eagles saw that. They knew that. They made the trade instead of the Steelers moving up to make sure they insured that pick, which is a move the Cowboys actually did earlier in the draft to get Downs from Ohio State. They were one pick away, and they made sure nobody was going to trade, so they moved up. That's something the Steelers maybe should have done. And then not having another plan ready. I mean, they got a wide receiver in the second round, but at that point in time, they chose a guy who wasn't there also. Another kind of, something that drew away from the fact that the draft is in Pittsburgh for the first time ever. And I think it went well. I mean, all accounts, it looked great on TV, right there on the river and in front of the stadium and all. It looked fantastic. I felt like a great job was done by the people who worked it and by the NFL. It went well. But in the Steelers' big moment, their guy wasn't even in attendance. They picked a guy who wasn't there, and the guy they wanted had just walked off the stage with another team's jersey. That was one that's, that smarted a little bit. That smarted.
So, Scotty, I've been meaning to look more into, but I glanced across an article stating that Omar Khan was also in violation of draft rules because the Steelers weren't on the clock when they contacted Mekhi Lemon. And then that's when they found out, because I guess they have to be on the clock to contact somebody.
I don't know. I never heard that. I never heard that rule before because, you've talked. I thought you were free to call anyone, and because sometimes you want to gauge their interest or talk to an agent. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe while the draft is going on, that you might be right. That's something that I am personally not aware of, but once all that came out, it looked foolish that he made the call too soon. He was not expecting the Cowboys to take a receiver, so he pretty much figured that this is going to be our pick.
He's going to fall. He's going to fall to you. You don't have to make any maneuvers or anything like that. And you can't assume in this business.
No, and that really I think that put a damper on Pittsburgh for the first night. I personally didn't care. I thought it was great theater that it went down that way. I mean, it's making for something interesting for us to talk about here.
Right.
But, oh, man, it almost felt like the Steelers got caught with their pants down a little bit. Like Oh my gosh, you have to be able to be ready to do something should you not get your guy. I can remember a few years ago who was the cornerback that everybody wanted that went to Denver. It was like the 5th round pick. Patrick Surtain.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so he comes up and the Cowboys are a pick away from getting Patrick Surtain, and Denver chose him. I don't think they got undercut with the trade. I just think that's who they chose. And the Cowboys, it was known they needed a corner. That was the direction they were looking. He got picked. The Cowboys then traded back a couple picks to regroup and ended up picking Micah Parsons, who was a pretty good player for them for a couple of years. I make fun of Jerry Jones a lot, but he and his team they did something really well in that situation to be able to move back, gain another pick, and still get a great player. And I thought the Cowboys actually handled the draft this year pretty well from what I saw, sliding down in that situation and recouping a couple 4th round picks where they had given up 2/5 to move up to get Downs, and that was a pick I was ecstatic about. The Cowboys went all defense. They were terrible on defense last year, and they drafted all defense this year. I think they chose one guy in the 3rd round as an offensive tackle, but they drafted for what they needed the most, and that was a mistake. The Steelers, I think, they weren't ready to do the next thing. Then in the 3rd round, they drafted Drew Aller, and that's a huge question mark. He was a highly touted quarterback for Penn State going into this past season. Had some bad games, then got hurt and didn't finish the season. And remember, this season was a disaster for Penn State. They were like number 1 in the country back in August before this thing got started, and it did not go well. But we'll see with Aller, because he's a guy who looks like he has a lot of tools. He looks like a pro quarterback.
Right.
Big, strong arm, strong kid. We'll see if this is a steal or just another.
We saw a lot of quarterbacks that were highly touted going into the season.
Yeah.
Aller,
Nussmeier,
Kate Klubnik, all of them in the Heisman race, and all of them fell off, and it all showed in the draft picks this year as well. Like Aller went 3rd round, Klubnik went 4th round, Nussmeier went 5th round, and these were all projected 1st round draft picks.
Yeah.
Before
this was supposed to be
season.
a good quarterback class, and that crumbled last college football season. And speaking of, let me tee this one up to you, transition. What did you make of the Rams pick? Ty Simpson at 13.
The 1st round. Again, I don't know, because I think maybe we're getting back to the days of where quarterbacks sit a year, and they learn the speed of the game and everything, which I think is a better recipe for future success. I mean, you look at someone like Aaron Rodgers. Like Aaron Rodgers sat for 3 years before he came on the scene, and
right, yeah.
And like you look at the likes of even your Tom Brady's and such, like not everybody can come out and be a Cam Newton per instance. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so I think it was a reach. I think Ty could have went 2nd. I don't think he was really that highly touted, but
I think they could have got him in the 2nd round or at least traded down.
Yeah.
What I don't understand is, I mean, I didn't see anybody else clamoring for this guy. Did you see any pre-draft shows that showed the possibility other teams really coveted Ty Simpson as a 1st round pick? Because I did not. I saw a thing saying this guy's too small. He's not really cut out as a 1st round pick, maybe value it. I was extremely surprised for the fact that the Rams were a team that last year I thought was going to the Super Bowl. I picked them to go to the Super Bowl, and Seattle was just a little bit better last year, but the Rams are close. They're close. And they picked somebody that's not going to help them right now. This is a long-term thing, and Stafford could play another 2-3 years. So why would you not try to find? So I mean, the 2 picks later, Reuben Bain gets picked. Ruben Bain. This is a guy who was like, that's a stud, an edge rusher from Miami. He went to Tampa. I was praying he might slip to the Cowboys once I saw he was that deep. But Kenyon Sadiq, the Jets chose that tight end, considered the best tight end. I mean, there were some options for the Rams right there. I mean, they could have picked anybody but 12 guys at that point that were available in this draft that could help them right now. And they didn't. They went for the. I was puzzled by that. I'm surprised that they think enough of him where he's like the future plan. I'm surprised they didn't trade out. Maybe they tried to. Maybe no one made him a good enough offer. Maybe they had some intel that other teams were looking at him. I don't know, man. That was a shocker to me that the Rams went quarterback and not even a guy who I thought was a great quarterback. Well, now you got to trust and see if Sean McVay can mold another guy, but he didn't exactly mold Jared Goff. If you remember, he traded him away. So I don't know if he's exactly a quarterback whisperer or if he's just a guy who can take a skilled quarterback and make him better and produce the right offense around him as he did with Stafford. But not sure about that pick.
And the fact of the matter that no team, I was looking through, no team picked the quarterback in the second one. There's like, nobody was really looking for a quarterback like that, and especially with the quality of the QB play in this draft. So they could have easily traded down, right? I didn't see too many teams that were clamoring for any quarterbacks this year.
Yeah, it wasn't a big quarterback. Pretty much, other than the Raiders, everybody who drafted a quarterback was drafting for a future or a backup type of position, or a maybe, like the Steelers. Like, maybe we can make Drew Aller work at some point. Maybe he's good, but I mean, that nobody drafted with conviction that this is going to be our guy. This is going to be our quarterback, other than the Raiders. I don't know. That's one of those picks that will be judged long term, not short term. But in the short term, it felt like a mistake. It felt like a mistake. It did. I'm not gonna say otherwise.
We'll revisit this 3 years from now. I'm like, oh, look at Ty Simpson. Look at this guy. But
Eddie should be back by then.
You're right. You know what I'm saying? he'll be able to chime in on, like, because you're definitely not going to get an immediate result from Ty Simpson. I mean,
unless Stafford goes out and blows out his Achilles in preseason, and suddenly he's in the fire. I don't know. Do they have who else do they have on the roster?
I couldn't even tell you that.
As their quarterback, didn't they have Garoppolo and he retired? Did I hear that? Or was Garoppolo even on that team? I don't remember where he was last.
I'm gonna try to find it real quick, but I don't know.
I don't recall who the Rams' backup quarterback. I think Stafford played every game last year. He was the MVP of the league. So he wins MVP of the league, and then the team drafts a quarterback in the first round.
Well, they've already updated their depth chart because Ty Simpson is listed second, and Stetson Bennett was on that team.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, if Garoppolo was on that team,
yuck to that quarterback room.
We're gonna hope that Stafford stays healthy.
Yeah, better. Yeah.
Man, that's still crazy to me that going into the previous season, we were worried if Stafford was going to play at all, and he comes out as wins the MVP.
Yeah.
And now the Rams like, oh, we got the MVP. Let's pick another quarterback.
Yeah. I mean, I don't get it.
That sounds a little Atlanta Falconish to me when you pay somebody 4 years, $180 million, and then you draft their replacement. Wait, what? Who does that? But here we are again.
I didn't like to see Washington picking up Sonny Styles. Like that. Don't want to have to deal with him in the same division twice a year going forward. Yeah. I liked him, but
Ruben Bain going to the Bucks. I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
But hey, for my Carolina Panthers, I'm okay with the offensive tackle that's 9 inches taller than my quarterback. That's cool. That's a big boy. He's 6'8".
He's gonna get hit in the back of the neck by the football.
I say, good Lord. I was sick to my stomach though when I saw King and Sadiq go at number 15. That was I wanted a tight end. I wanted that tight end. I really and he 4.37 tight end. That's that's crazy. But yeah, and a quick shout out to the hometown kid, my man Adam Randall, um, hailing out of Clemson University, goes in the 5th round to the Baltimore Ravens. Myrtle Beach High School graduate, Adam Randall. That's who I was. I was hanging out with his parents when I was at the Clemson Penn State game.
I
So
remember coming.
they are uber excited. I'm excited.
Where'd he go?
He went to Clemson.
No, but who picked him?
The Baltimore Ravens.
Ravens. Okay.
Went to the Ravens, and I'm trying to get tickets for the Ravens versus Panthers. They're coming to Charlotte, and maybe I get to see my boy play.
You should be able to get tickets at no problem. Nobody goes to Panthers games anyway. So.
Let's not do that. And Panther Nation is excited for this upcoming season.
Going to that game.
We shall see. But yes, what we're gonna do real quick, we're gonna go to our favorite. You know what? We could talk about some NHL. The Penguins, they trying to come back. They were down. They trying. Giving my Hurricanes a little rest as we wait to see who wins between the Penguins and the Flyers, the battle of Pennsylvania.
Let me tell you this: if you're you're rooting for the Flyers.
I should be rooting for the Flyers.
You should be rooting for the Flyers. I'll tell you why. Of the two teams, the Penguins are the better team. When the playoffs started, the Flyers were the hotter team. The Flyers, for the last week and a half, 2 weeks of the season, were playing for their playoff lives. The Penguins clinched. I remember I was talking about how the one Sunday they sat everybody on Saturday and played guys on Sunday. It was a weird rest period. When they got into the first round, the Flyers were ready for playoffs. The Penguins were not, and they blindsided them, and they knocked them on their tail for a couple games. Should the Penguins get right and be able to win, they don't have to win 4 in a row anymore. They don't have to win 2 in a row. They have to win two straight games. It's possible. The Penguins are the better of the two teams, and then they would be in the same position that the Philly was coming in, where they would be playing and Carolina resting.
Yeah.
So, and sometimes that works against you. At least the first game or two. A lot of times you see teams start off rusty before they get back on track, and that's what I think happened to the Penguins here. And hopefully they can turn it around and we get to play the Hurricanes in what would be our final series of the year. But it'd be nice to beat the Flyers.
Man, oh man, it is hockey playoffs, Lord Stanley's Cup, and I'm here for it, man. Oh, Raleigh Wood has been crazy watching the game. I was in DC watching game 3, I believe, and man, went into double overtime. I got to get on the road at 7:00 in the morning. I'm just sitting, come on, and then you had the goal. And we celebrated. It got called back. And then it turned into a penalty shot that we missed the penalty shot. I'm like, come on, I want to go. But, man, we ended up winning. And, in true Hurricane fashion, they're going to give me a heart attack. All my teams in Charlotte going to give me a heart attack. And North Carolina going to give me a heart attack. But it's all right. It's still ticking. I'm trying to take care of myself and all the things. But, man, oh, man, NHL – woo! NBA, stop wearing the number 0. I think we should ban the number 0 because if there one more 0 has an Achilles injury, now it's DiFrancesco for the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves lost Ant-Man as well. That's just tough.
But what's up with the Joker running full speed at a guy because he's mad and then stopping and doing nothing? Because the guy made a layup. Come on with that. Who cares if the guy made a layup? He didn't go up and do a 360 windmill dunk or anything. He just made a layup. Come on.
It's an unwritten rule. It's disrespect. But you don't
it's
fight
not.
over that. You don't fight.
Yeah.
You come on.
He made himself look foolish by running full speed at the guy and then stopping and doing nothing, just making everybody yell. I mean, come on.
It was a little goofy.
It was goofy.
Yeah. And Joker has been They're talking about his performance in the fourth quarter of these games. They're starting to critique him a bit. Huh. Just a little side note: found out that Cooper Flag won Rookie of the Year over Colin Knueppel. It's all right. It's all right. Hey, hard fought battle with that, but whatnot. OKC sweeps. Yeah, we know. We know. I think OKC wins it again. I don't really see much
I
anybody
agree.
stopping them. Do you
I
think
agree.
do the Lakers possibly get healthy and make a push?
I mean, they got to get by Houston first. They also up 3-0 in the series, lost game 4. Durant's a little bit banged up. I think the Lakers can win this series. Austin Reeves is supposed to come back and get healthy. I don't know if Doncic is even close at this point. I still think he's a couple weeks away. So I don't know. I think who would the Lakers play in the second round if they beat Houston? I can't.
Okay. See,
They're done.
he's like, they're done.
Yeah, they're done either way.
Oh man. We shall see. OKC wins their series. Lakers up 3-1. Minnesota's 3-2, but they're without their two top stars. As I was rudely interrupted by Zoom saying, "Hey, yeah, your time is up. You got to start a new segment." All right. Minnesota leads 3-2. They're without their two top stars, though. San Antonio leads 3-1. Orlando up 3-1 on the number one seeded Pistons. Wow, that will be a shocker. Orlando is playing good ball. 2-2 Cavaliers Raptors. 2-2 Knicks Hawks. 3-1 Celtics over the 76ers. That is your NBA playoffs. So we'll get more in depth into that as time progresses, goes a little bit further into those series. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and jump into what we like to call our favorite segment of the podcast. None other than the choices of the voices.
And now, our favorite part of the show, the choices of the voices.
All right. We want to thank the wonderful and ever so lovely Miss Button for
Ooh,
introducing
button.
our favorite portion of the show, the choices of the voices, where we ask you a question each week and you give us your responses, and we read them off on this very podcast. So, Scotty D, what was the question from 2 weeks ago?
Oh yeah, what was that question? I think I kind of worded it a little bit weird because not everybody really was going along the lines that we asked it. Um, what the heck did I say there?
I mean,
I
yeah.
think it was about the draft. I know we were talking draft. Let me find what. Which NFL draft pick did you expect to be great, but ultimately was not? And if there was a player that had high expectations, you didn't buy it, think he was not going to be would not pan out, be good. Share with us how you felt and how that one worked out. I mean, I actually kind of gave you one a little bit ago. I said I thought Zach Wilson was going to be great. That was not correct.
Hmm.
All signs pointed to me being wrong with that one. Um, but that actually the opposite. I'm saying if you didn't buy it and thought he would not be good, I actually was the opposite. I thought he would be good and still didn't pan out. But what did the people say that answered this question? It wasn't my best question. It was kind of worded a little bit tough.
All right. From Michael Ole.
Mike
Ole.
Ole.
He says the worst first round picks ever, Heath Schuler and Jamarcus Russell for the Raiders. And Jamarcus Russell is just always, his name always comes up when you mention the word bust. He
Yeah,
is synonymous with that. Heath
he's
Schuler.
holding hands with Ryan Leaf in the bust upper echelon. Heath Schuler, yeah, that he was a guy who I put his picture up there along with Tim Couch and Marshall Falk, a mixed bag there of guys I had thoughts on years ago. But yeah, Schuler was a guy that I thought was going to be really good. He looked to me like 1992, like a guy that's coming in is going to be a really good quarterback in this league for a while. He just had the look, the tools, played SEC football. And Washington thought so much of him that they actually drafted Gus Frerotte in the same draft. And Gus Frerotte played more than Schuler ever did. So that was another case of one that I thought would be good and was not. If you look at that picture that I posted, the man right above it, that was a guy I thought was going to be a bust. I thought no way should the Colts be taking this Marshall Falk guy so high. San Diego State, who'd he play in college? And he just went on to be like one of the greatest combination pass catching running backs of all time. He was a stud.
Oh yeah.
He was a monster. Loved Marshall Falk.
Oh man. So Uncle Max comes in. Uncle Max, a Hall of Famer, Uncle Max. He comes in with Tony Mandarich, biggest bust in the history of the Packers.
Yeah.
All right. Well, when was this? In the 50s?
This was actually he was chosen, I think, between Troy Aikman and Barry Sanders in that draft in 1989. I think the top 5 picks were like Aikman, Mandarich, Barry Sanders, Deion Sanders, and Derek Thomas as some order in that. So like it was 5 guys were chosen, 4 into the Hall of Fame, and Mandarich.
Oh, good God!
Yeah. was that who it was?
Troy Aikman 1, Tony Mandarich 2, Barry Sanders 3, Derek Thomas 4. Gee.
And Deion was 5.
Yep, and you four of them are Hall of Famers. And then there's Tony. Good God, yeah, Uncle Max. Yeah, that's a yeah.
I remember when he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated, and like this guy's the next big thing. He is going to be incredible. And then they started testing for steroids. He wasn't quite so incredible anymore.
Oh.
He was like the offensive version of Bosworth at the time, a guy who was just seen as a beast and just destroying guys at the college level, just throwing people around like he was RoboCop, just busting guys around, and yeah, he didn't pan out. So I guess he's a guy that everybody did think would be great, and it didn't work out.
Ooh. Only man, yeah, that's one of those things. I didn't even recognize the name, and then you pull up the draft. I'm like, ooh, yeah, I see why we don't recognize his name because he didn't make it. He didn't do too well. All right. Smooth the Star Walker. JR, what's happening with you? He says any player the Eagles drafted under Chip Kelly. Oh man. And I get his frustration because Chip Kelly came in with this completely different system, was trying to run and gun and pick all these fast guys, endurance and stuff like that. And it just did not pan out in the NFL. Nothing that he did translated on the pro level. And yeah, it just sort of did not work out well.
Too arrogant for his own good, I think.
Right. It's just some work in college. It just not pro. Not these guys. The best name in the game, JoJo Comfort comes in, says Lawrence Phillips was an absolute terror at Nebraska and had all the talent a football player could ever ask for. Unfortunately, his off-field life was one of self-destruction and turmoil and can be labeled as talent wasted. Lawrence Phillips.
Yeah. I believe he died in jail.
Yeah. Man, oh man.
He had the tools.
Yeah.
Nothing between the ears.
Yeah. So Scotty D, you mentioned you mentioned Marshall Falk as a guy you thought was gonna be a bust. Who did you expect to be great and ended up not working out for
you? Ryan Leaf.
Yeah.
I did think he was going to be good. I thought I've told you this before. I thought that he should have been the pick over Peyton Manning at the time, and obviously, not a good call on my part. I thought, what's the running back that from Alabama that went to Cleveland and into the Colts for a first round, or maybe it was a reverse. Maybe he went to the Colts and then traded to Cleveland. So Anthony, not Anthony Richardson. That's the quarterback's name. Trent Richardson. Trent Richardson. Yeah, Richardson. Yeah. I thought he would be really good. I did not think Deshaun Watson was going to be a very good pro quarterback. I thought he was a outstanding. I told you before, I thought he was like the most exciting college football player I ever watched. I didn't think he was going to be that good at the pro level. And I'm kind of right. I mean, I know he had a couple decent years with Houston, but he's mostly washed out at the NFL level at this point. But I just didn't think his game was going to translate enough. I didn't think he was a good enough stand in the pocket and throw passer at the next level. I knew he did really well in college, but I didn't trust Deshaun Watson at the pro level. And that one I was kind of right on. But I've had some missed opinions on several, and that I've shared already. How about you? Who'd you got?
I don't blame you with Deshaun Watson. I again, the homer in me, Clemson guy. But yeah, like the one thing I'm still waiting on, please, Trevor Lawrence, please prove some people wrong. We saw glimpses of it this past year.
Glimpses,
man.
Right?
We saw glimpses. Come on, man. I need you. I need you to do something. But yes, someone that I had so high hopes of and just did not pan out. Dwayne Jarrett. He was drafted in the second round by the Southern Cal. Yep. And the big story behind him, he had an outstanding freaking college career, 2-time All-American, and won all the awards and everything with USC.
Yeah.
But then he came into the combine and ran a 4.6 and fell drastically with draft stock. But the Panthers picked him up in the second round. I was like, all right, now I need what we saw at Southern Cal. I need to see it on the field. And we never saw it.
You think maybe just the competition in the Pac-10 at that point was bad? Because Matt Leinart was a similar case too. He looked like a world beater in college, and maybe those guys just weren't playing anybody that good.
Well, at that time, and the Pac-10 doesn't exist anymore in football, but they've always been known to not have defense. So these guys, they put up all these numbers.
Yeah.
And so now you go from playing playing teams with no defense to playing professional defenses, sometimes that may be the case. And so sometimes it just, I don't know. We have a lot of examples of Pac-10 guys, Pac-12 guys not panning out in the NFL. So that could definitely be the case. Now, here's a guy that I did not think at the time when we picked him, and this is me with my Panthers again. When we picked him, I was like, who is this guy? And why did we pick him so high? None other than the Hall of Famer, Luke Kuechly. I knew nothing of him when he played at Boston College. I mean, I saw a couple highlight reels. I'm like, okay, he's all right. But for him to come in and be the quarterback on defense like he I was pleasantly surprised. I was like, who? Yes, Luke. I was like, man, one of my favorite players ever to don the Carolina Panthers uniform. And his career, I feel like, ended too soon. But I get it. You take too many hits to the head, you want to still be able to sustain a normal life after football. So, and for him to be honored and make it to Canton is best way you could end your career in my eyes. But yeah, I did not have high hopes. I was like, man, we are drafting a linebacker really high. Because I think he went 8th. And I think the Panthers have done really well when we draft in the 8th position because we drafted Luke Kuechly at 8, and we also drafted Christian McCaffrey at number 8. So it's like when we get that number 8 position, we've been hitting. We've been hitting. Oh man. But yeah, I very, very pleasantly surprised when it came to Luke Kuechly. And man, oh man. I'm still trying to find a way to get to Canton for the Hall of Fame game. I don't know if I'll be able to make it. I'm trying. All right. But yeah, with that being said, that concludes our Choice of the Voices segment. Scotty D, what do you have on tap for us this coming week?
We're going to go real simple on this one and ask, who do you think right now is the NBA's most exciting player? It is playoff time. This is the time of year that most people do most of their NBA watching. And, a couple years ago, everyone would say Steph, LeBron, KD, maybe Westbrook. Those probably are not going to be the answers right now. This is a new time here. LeBron, maybe it's still LeBron for you. He's still getting it done out there. But who do you think right now is the NBA's most exciting player? We'll discuss that next week. Get there. Be Live and Eddie Cool.
And you cannot answer Bronny. Let's not.
Well, then let me change this question.
Oh man, that is the Choice of the Voices. And coming on up, we're gonna go ahead and take it on home. We got a runner on second base, and we're down by 1. We're at the plate. Let's send it on home with the walk-off shot. Yes, sir.
And a walk-off home run.
Okay, boys, time to wrap it up. Let's go home with some walk-off shots.
All right, let's send it on home. Let's clear the bases. Scotty D, what do you have for your walk-off shot?
I should be walking it off with the Cowboys draft or the Pirates hot start or even the Penguins trying to rally. But something else has cropped up here. Oh, my goodness, Be Live. You may have heard me whisper something about this before, but we have some problems in the future of Live Golf. Oh, boy, we have some problems. Live Golf scheduled tournament in New Orleans in late June will be postponed as the league continues to attempt to secure additional funding after Saudi Arabia's public investment fund pulled back its commitment to keep financing the breakaway circuit. These guys are sick of spending money on golf tournaments that aren't producing. Let me scroll down to something I found kind of funny. The PIF, these are the ones who've supplied the financing, public investment fund for Live to survive these last few years, has invested more than $5 billion into the league since 2022, reportedly spending $100 million per month the last 3 years. And nobody's watching it. Nobody. It's on the CW or something like that. I don't even know what that network is. You can't find it. Nobody cares. This year, the money increased from 25 million to 30 million. And it is being questioned whether they will be financing any more golf beyond 2026. If you squint, you can see the end of the line for the Live Golf. You don't have to squint too hard. It's happening. It is going down. And then I can't wait to see these guys come crawling back to the PGA. Please let me play. Please. I won't wear shorts anymore. I promise. I'm walked off. Be live. Go ahead.
You're all ecstatic because I know how you feel about Live Golf, and well, it is what it is. But so we got a little situation going on with Major League Baseball. Did you ever envision a time where the Philadelphia Phillies, the New York Mets, the Boston Red Sox, the Houston Astros
Woo!
are the worst teams in baseball?
They suck.
They suck. But this story is about the Boston Red Sox. Now, here's the thing. They had just won a game 17-1 against the Baltimore Orioles. They won 17-1. They blew them out of the water. But soon after that game, something must have happened, because the Red Sox organization fired their manager, Alex Cora, hitting coach Peter Fatsi, bench coach Ramon Vasquez, and game planning coach Jason Veritek. They fired 4 of their coaches right after that game. But
it's April. It's April.
But here's the funniest part about it. Not the fact that they got fired, but by the way that they were escorted out. Because they were escorted out by a transportation service, a transportation company named Coaches for Hire.
Mm-mm.
The name of the transportation company is Coaches for Hire. It's on the side.
Well, they could just go ahead and keep parading them around. Maybe that's how they get their next job.
Saw this story. I'm like, you got to be.
They should have taken directly from there to the Savannah Bananas parking lot for their next game, and maybe they could have got a job with the Bananas.
Oh man, April, and they fired their pretty much their entire staff, and sent them away. Here you go, Coaches for Hire.
Let's go Yankees.
Okay, let me ask you this before I kind of know you got to go. What is up with your Yankees? They win 10, they lose 10, they win 10. What is?
Yeah, they're 19-10 right now in first place.
Like
they're 9-1 in their last 10 games, so that they're hot.
They are.
They had a little slump. Yeah, they are plus 49 run differential right now, which is outstanding. They're only one game in the loss column ahead of the Tampa Bay Rays, who were 0. They're even on run differential, and they were one game ahead of them. So evidently, the Yankees are just pounding the ball in some games and taking naps during others.
I'm just thankful that while all of these other divisions are really close, my beloved Atlanta Braves, with 3 of our starting pitchers on the injured list, are 7 games ahead already in their division and are the best team in all of baseball. Man, when we get our pitchers healthy, woo!
They have the same record as the Dodgers right now.
Oh yeah,
29. That's pretty good.
And the Dodgers
690 win percentage.
And the Dodgers spent $1 billion more than the Braves. And then, oh man, it's baseball.
Well, check out the NL Central. Cincinnati Reds are in first place. They're 18-10. The Brewers are in last place. They're 14-13.
The entire division above 500.
Everyone within 3 games of one another in that division. That's the most pirate thing ever. They finally get good, and so does the entire other division. Team that won 98 games a few years ago and played one wild card game. Couldn't even win a division with 98 wins. It's the most Pittsburgh thing ever.
Scotty D, I'm going to go ahead and send you off. It has been an absolute pleasure once again to do this podcast thing with you. Eddie Cool, get better. We miss you. And I'm going to try this out. And in closing, do something nice for yourself. If not, do something nice for somebody else. And do something. We're here to educate, entertain, and whatever, and some other things. I don't know what Eddie Cool says at the end of the show, but I know what I say at the end of the show. I'm going to go ahead and take us out of here. Yes, sir. SportsBros Podcast, 339, and still going strong.
I am really somewhat of a handsome man, aren't I not?
Yeah, whatever. And we're out.